Hi everybody, how you doing? And welcome to Lesson 40. This is a big deal. This is one of our landmarks here. Lesson 40, thank you so much for sticking with us. Now, today's lesson is dominant seventh chords with really cool voicings that you can play in blues bands and a lot of different things, okay? Dominant seventh chord voicings. Now, but before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, presenting, okay? Arthurmigliazza. Arthurmigliazza. You guys should write that down. This guy's really incredible. And he's got School of Boogie, or his own website and YouTube channel. And yeah, this is huge. He's like a giant amongst YouTubers and fantastic boogie woogie guy. Okay, thank you much. Okay, here we go, guys. Now, dominant seventh chords. All right? Now, with my channel, we write our own book. So the title here, guys, dominant seventh chord voicings, okay? All right, here we go. Now, our first chord symbol, C dominant seventh. When you only have the seventh, that's dominant. It's just the way it is. No triangle, no MI, just a seventh tells you it's dominant, okay? Now, I need treble clef, bass clef, treble clef, bass clef. Okay, now in the previous videos, you'll know that these three notes are your right hand, and I'll show you where they are on the piano in a second. B flat, E, G, and then C is your root. Next chord, D flat, dominant seventh. Your notes are B, F, A flat, and then your root. D dominant seventh, D, F sharp, A, D in the root. E flat dominant seventh, D flat, G, B flat, and E flat is your root. Okay, E dominant seventh, D, G sharp, B, and then there's your root. F dominant seventh, C, E flat, A, and then your root. F sharp dominant seventh, C sharp, E, A sharp, root. Okay? Now, I switch voicings on you here, guys. Let's talk about a moment. Let's talk about F sharp dominant seventh. If I play root position, it's F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, E. Okay, the first voicing, C sharp, E, A sharp, you got to know your numbers. That's 5, 7, 3. Okay? And then this one here is 7, 3, 5. All right? So let's talk about that. This one right here is 5, 7, 3. This one right here is 7, 3, 5. All right? Now, G7, this has 2. We do this because you don't want it too high or too low. And once again, there are options. G dominant seventh, D, F, B, or F, B, D. And we're going to go over that. Okay, now write everything down and we're going to play it. Okay, here we go, guys. Now, we're beginning with C dominant seventh, okay? Now, on your paper, look at your diagram. It's B flat, E, G. That's your right hand. B flat is below middle C, B flat, E, G, and then your left hand is your root note. And we'll do all that fancy stuff later. Okay, that's C dominant seventh, D flat dominant seventh, right hand, B, F, A flat, and then root. Okay, I'm dragging the third, and we'll talk about that later. D dominant seventh is C, F sharp, A. C, F sharp, A. And when I go up a chord, I go up a fourth. A fourth from D is G. So I'm playing a D dominant seventh to a G chord. That's D, G, B. And that's another lesson. E flat dominant seventh. You got your paper in front of you. Right hand, D flat, G, B flat. E dominant seventh is D, G sharp, B. Okay, and then we switch. That's where we switch, guys. On the F dominant seventh, now it's 5, 7, 3. 5, 7, 3. So C, E flat, A. And then next F sharp dominant seventh is C sharp, E, A sharp. Now the arrow, you can go way down low. E, A sharp, C sharp. So the F sharp dominant seventh is a high one and a low. Remember how I said you want them in the middle? So listen to the high voicing for F sharp dominant seventh. C sharp, E, A sharp. Okay, now do the low one. E, A sharp, C sharp. And same with the G7. We're going to start here, D above middle C, D, F, B. And that gets a little high, and then we do the arrow means low, F, B, D. And there's your choices for, that's a G dominant 7th. Great, guys. Okay, let's draw a new diagram. Here we go. Now, what we're doing here again, remind everybody, D dominant 7th, or dominant 7th voicings, okay? And treble clef, bass clef, treble clef, bass clef. All right, now, let's check out what we're doing here. We're doing an A flat dominant 7th, okay? Right hand, G flat, C, E flat. And then here's your bass note. A dominant 7th, okay, is G sharp, C sharp, E, bass note. All right? Now, down here is a B flat dominant 7th. And here's your right hand, A flat, D, F, and then your bass note. And last but not least is a B dominant 7th, and here's your 3 notes, A, D sharp, F sharp, and then your root in the bottom. Okay, let's do it. All right, guys, keep your eyes on your diagram and put it right in front of you, and let's do this. Now, A flat dominant 7th. I start on a G flat in my right hand, G flat, C, E flat. Okay, say it again, G flat, C, E flat. And then the bass is the name of the chord, A flat. And then A dominant 7th is G, C sharp, E. And then B flat dominant 7th is A flat, D, F. And then B dominant 7th is B, D sharp, F sharp. Okay, good. Now, guys, what we're going to do, we've done a lot of things in the past. We've done inversions, which are just straight rearranging the chord. Here's what I mean. A C dominant 7th, 1, 3, 5, 7, and then you invert it like this. 3, 5, 7, 1, and then 5, 7, 1, 3. Okay, this is not what we're doing. We're messing them up and doing it more artful. Now, you're going to do it all in a row, guys, all 12 chords. So let's get busy. C dominant 7th, and it's B flat, E, G. Okay, half step. D flat dominant 7th. Play it a bunch of times. D dominant 7th. And E dominant 7th. And then, I'm sorry, E flat dominant 7th, guys. Yeah. It's D flat, G, B flat. And then D, G sharp, B. Now, that one, we went down, okay? So it's C, E flat, A. That's not chromatic. So C, E flat, A. And then C sharp, E, A sharp. And we have a low one there. Okay? And then G dominant 7th is this. D, F, B. That's the high one. Here's the low one. F, B, D. Now they're chromatic. A flat dominant 7th. G flat, C, E flat. A dominant 7th, G, C sharp, E. And then B flat dominant 7th, A flat, D, F. And B dominant 7th, A, D sharp, F sharp. Now, you'll hear in songs all the time, like they go, ba-da-ah-ah, and that's a quick way, and that's half step, and it's going somewhere else. Ba-da-ah-ah, and so they use these things, and they go really fast, okay? But you go slow. Now listen, to master these, you're going to go like this. And you can just keep going up, and that's all half step. Okay? And you can do different voicings like G, B flat, E, and then half step there. Okay, and that's a different voicing, and you make up your own voicings, okay? So guys, there's a lot you can do with these chords. Take your time on this. Really understand them before you go on. Okay, because then you can dance around with them, and then you're playing. Great. Sounds good, guys. So that was dominant 7th voicings. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.